Hello, this is Julie from Love's Beginning with a blog post called Thanks for Helping Us to Rip Out the Plumbing. You were sent forth as a ray of light from the holy mind of God, not to suffer the world, not to become identified with illusion, but to transform each illusion through the constant practice of your remembering. From The Way of Mastery, Part 2, The Way of Transformation, Shanti Christo Foundation. When I went searching for a title after I wrote or received this post, I heard thanks for helping to rip out the plumbing. And then I was shown a picture of a house being dismantled, our individual houses that we don't need. We're tearing them down around ourselves willingly, but oh how confused we can get as we do this. I'm right there with you, and very thankful for the support that is always there for us. You came here to remember. Yes, you forgot for a long time, but each now moment is a chance to remember how things truly are. Each now moment is a chance to see and feel how you consciously attach to the idea of limits or wrongdoing, yours or someone else's, doesn't matter which, that can spring from the physical. Remember this about the physical. It is already manufactured. It is already set in motion through the thoughts and beliefs to which you attached. As you return to remembrance, you can get stuck on a point of thinking you are doing it. You can begin to think that you're doing a good job or a bad job of returning to remembrance. It is already finished. It is already done. This is the challenging part about understanding beyond time when you are in the midst of giving yourself the experience of time. You're on a journey seemingly from time back to an experience of beyond time, but it has already happened. Or everything is happening right now. This is the point at which you feel your brain is being overtaxed. We invite you to think of the relaxation aspect of it. It's already over. It's guaranteed. It's a done deal. You're on the ride. That's why you don't have to judge anything. Why don't you just see how it turns out? Because pain. Because confusion. Because the seeming torment of these states spurs you to struggle and action and trying to fix and trying to return. Just see that. Accept that. And know that you are held in love at all times. When you know that you are held in love at all times, then there is no need for action. Paradoxically, in this world in which physical actions happen, you will engage in physical action. We encourage you to take the attitude of being interested to see what comes next. What will come through me? What will come through this one with whom I am sharing the experience of time? Knowing there is no need for judgment, how can I move through these experiences as a feeling being, inviting clarity to the world I have made? Allow the action to flow. Be willing to feel. Use the feeling as the signal to sink into the pool of clarity and ask clarity what is really going on here. Recognize your willingness to remember how the world of illusion works. Remember your willingness to begin to see what happens in the physical as an interplay of the manufacturing of illusion and the love that shines through it. The illusion can never completely block the love. Your role in this illusory drama can be one of clearing the illusion to allow the love to shine through. That still speaks a little too much of effort and battle, though. Your role can simply be as one willing to see, and as you see, your world reflects that. This explanation we're going to give you isn't exactly true, but it gives you the gist of what is going on, and it is a useful teaching aid as you return to total flow with divine will, with your true will. Think of every human as having a separate world they're manufacturing. There is overlap as you enter each other's experiences, but the worlds are separate. There is tension between them and around them. Now see the beings walking around in their separate world bubbles, finding the truth of divine will for themselves. They quite naturally fall into alignment with it. As they do, there's just the one world. They are suddenly walking around in one world together, and there's no conflict in it. The old tension is gone. All the tension you feel during the day, even if you seem to be looking at someone else, is a reflection of your world, the one you manufactured for protection. It's the one made of all your labels, limits, definitions, and seemingly world-bound responsibilities. You can feel the tension and the conflict between your world and that of another. You all made the choice for these separate worlds. As you make the choice for divine will, all kinds of light pours into your world. You begin to see the beauty and the safety and openness and vulnerability, because all that surrounds you is love. When you allow the rigid structure of your world to dissolve, you are simply encompassed by light. Others see you, and perhaps only at an unconscious level. The communication between you is that it's okay to drop the boundaries and definitions of a separate world. When you do, you simply fall into divine will, love, complete support. As more and more people drop out of their separate worlds, the tension or stress exerted on all the boundaries of the remaining separate worlds decreases. Eventually, all drop out of their separate worlds into divine will, your true and shared will. Conflict is only a fading memory. Feel into that moment right now. When you feel into that moment, it makes perfect sense to set down conflict. Setting down conflict is nothing you do in conflict with sweat on your brow, unless you are giving yourself the experience of that. It's simply part of the inevitable momentum of the return home. You can trust that momentum today. In your remembrance, you will see through all illusion. Because you see through illusion, it can't stand up around you. A useful idea or attitude to carry around in your back pocket is curiosity, simple willingness. I wonder what illusions will collapse today. How will I experience the light of reality rushing in to replace it? Wherever you seem to go in the physical world, and remember that is also only an experience you are giving yourself, you bring remembrance. This is the gift of you. That is why you don't need to seek any particular value in yourself. This is also why you don't need to seek any particular value in others. They are here either to call you closer to remembrance or to startle you into seeing that you're still entertaining illusion. Each performs such a valuable service. All value is fully guaranteed in every moment, so there is no need to seek value, compare values, create a hierarchy in which some are more valuable than others, or to spend clock time lamenting lack of value. Do you spend clock time lamenting lack of value in physical appearances, in society, in the food supply, in the experiences of aging or disease that you chose in the past, in someone else's apparent value system? You're simply entranced by the Hall of Mirrors, our very dear brothers and sisters. It's okay for you to stay in this Hall of Mirrors, but now you're actively working with us to walk out of it. When you stop to criticize or to find lack of value, you look longingly back at the mirrors who seemed to tell you who you were, who everyone else was. Those mirrors gave a safe home to the separate self you called your own, and nobody else's, because you were better than some and worse than others. You were luckier than some and less fortunate than others. You never needed that kind of security, and you are entirely safe in walking away from it. Please play a game with us. See yourself walking out of the Hall of Mirrors and distorted seeing. You're out in the sunshine right now. But we are honoring your choices for looking at what has been and empowering it through your looking. There is still an enchanted mirror in your back pocket that gives you the sphere experience of separate identity. When you wake up to your enmeshment in some mental conflict, some need to be better, simply see yourself gazing into that mirror as if mesmerized. Wake up. Laugh. Put the mirror in your back pocket, or throw it into a pond, or throw it up into the sky and watch it sail away, transcending the force of gravity. Do whatever you wish with it. It doesn't matter. You are not gazing into it and asking it to define your experience. Okay? You're out of the Hall of Mirrors. There is so much light around you. But you do toy with this back pocket mirror. This mirror reflects a very ancient attitude toward what is happening around you. It recommends actions that keep you enmeshed in struggle and in seeing lack of value instead of perfect conditions for bringing forth the next phase of transformation. Your toying with a little mirror is not going to mess anything up. You're simply going to catch yourself doing it more. You're going to laugh more. As you laugh more, you come into closer alignment with divine will. Divine will is not to see you aligning with some version of egoic perfection and innocence. Divine will would have you recognize how perfect this moment is, exactly as it is. Seeing the perfection of this moment invites power and change into your experience. Thinking you have to go it alone in order to bring a facsimile of change into your separate world, that's just more being mesmerized by illusion. As you align with the freedom of divine will, you invite all alike to align with this remembrance. This is not accomplished by action, although you are still inspired to action. This is simply accomplished mind to mind. So say goodbye to your fixed ideals. Those are the things that get you angry at people and circumstances, and the energy of anger tells healing to go away. Healing will wait on your invitation in love. Take all of the fixed ideals out of your pockets, the ones about your body, the ones about how others should act, the ones about how the world should be instead of how it appears now, all of them. Empty your pockets. We have provided a boat. Put all of the ideals in the boat. Do you see the sun shining on the sea? Your pockets are empty now. The boat is being carried out across the waves. It is receding into the light until you can't see it anymore. There is just light on the water now. At any moment during your day when you catch yourself spending clock time tangoing with an ideal, we provide this boat for you. Simply drop the ideal in the boat and let it go. This now moment truly gives you everything you need to allow the real, not the ideal, which was always a struggle against something feared, to appear in your world. The real appears in your world when you have dismantled your world of separation and illusion, because the real was here all along. It never needed a single ideal. Go ahead. Here's another boat. Take that last ideal out of your pocket, the one you overlooked or kept as your precious, and set it down, only if you want to. You don't need any ideals shared by groups or tended by separate people. You only need what is real. You are what is real. Ideals hold limits in place. You are here to release all ideas and at the same time, all ideals, and at the same time to transcend all limits. You don't have to do it all today, and you don't have to try. All that has ever been requested of you is simple willingness. In setting your ideals free, it doesn't mean you'll never experience something you formerly associated with an ideal. Remember, you are stepping into unlimitedness. In setting your ideals free, you agree to stop using ideals as a basis for judgment. When you set down your very busy activity of judgment, you leave a little time for reality to reveal itself to you. All the metaphors we have shared with you simply guide you back to the power and simplicity of this now moment. It is always very simple, and all that is required is your willingness. When you notice thoughts passing through the field of your awareness, engaging in the equivalent of a multi-car pileup, simply return to the now, where we are always powerfully present. Remember your willingness and ask for a little help. It is always our delight to assist you. You are here to be powerfully in the now with us and to share that power with all. Thanks for joining me.